Hello everyone! Welcome to this educational video where we will explore effective strategies for teaching comparisons to junior high school students in grade 8. Today, we're focusing on utilizing two fantastic interactive apps, that is Duolingo and Quizzes. These platforms not only make learning fun but also enhance students' engagement and understanding. So, get ready to dive into an exciting journey of learning how to make comparisons in a way that's both enjoyable and effective for students. First thing to do is the attendance list to ensure all students are present and ready to participate. I'll start the class by calling out each student's name and to check attendance. This helps in maintaining a record and ensures that students are attentive from the beginning. The second is learning targets, and this is my learning target for junior high school students in grade 8. That is, students will understand the meaning and function of comparative forms in sentence. Students will identify and correctly use comparative adjective in sentence. And last is students will create sentences using comparative adjective and accurately paraphrase them to enhance clarity and variety. The title of the meeting is Explore the World of Comparisons in about 80 minutes. First step is opening, about 10 minutes. I'll greet students warmly and create a positive learning environment. Then I'll explain the importance of comparative forms in describing things more clearly and interestingly. Highlight how comparisons can make our descriptions more vivid and precise. And spark curiosity of the students, like pose a thought-provoking question like, what do you think of when you hear the word bigger? What comparisons can describe it? It will encourage students to share their initial thoughts. Next, brainstorming session, about 10 minutes. To encourage student participation and stimulate critical thinking about the day's subject matter. Comparative adjective. The activity is I'll introduce the topic by explaining that today's lesson will focus on learning and practicing comparative adjective, and I'll ask prompting question to engage students. For example, can anyone give me an example of a comparative adjective? Why do we have used this type of adjective in our writing and speaking? So students can encourage to share their thoughts and examples. And I'll write down the key point and example on the board to visualize and brainstorming outcomes. Next is authentic material viewing, about 10 minutes. I'll show a short engaging video clip that includes various comparisons. Ensure the clip is age appropriate and relatable to the students. After watching, we discuss the comparisons observed in the clip. I'll ask questions like, what comparison did you notice in the clip? And how did these comparisons make the description more interesting? So, yeah. Next is speaking and listening practice with Duolingo, about 23 minutes. In listening activity, I use Duolingo for student listening exercises that are available on Duolingo. Same with listening activity, speaking practice, I also use Duolingo for student listening exercises that are available on Duolingo. Then, I'll pair up students to practice speaking sentences to each other, giving and receiving feedback. Next, writing and reading practice with quizzes, about 17 minutes. Writing activity is student find an interesting comparative adjective, if there are any, in Duolingo and write a sentence using it. Then, students share their creative sentences in the classroom. Reading activity, I create a quiz with questions related to the use of comparative adjective in sentences. Students read the question and select the correct answer or write it down. Next, assessment, about 10 minutes. A quick quiz on quizzes. Administer a quiz focuses on the use of comparative adjective. And speaking assessment, evaluate students' speaking exercises completed on Duolingo. Writing assessment, assess the sentences written by students using comparative adjective. Reading assessment, assess students' reading comprehension through the quiz. Listening assessment evaluates students' performance on the Duolingo app listening exercises. Last is closing, about 5 minutes. I summarize the key points learned about comparative adjective, then encourage students to continue practicing using Duolingo and quizzes at home, and provide a brief overview of what will be covered in the next lesson. I made this design to ensure that students engage in a balanced mix of speaking, writing, reading, and listening activities, making the learning process interactive and effective. Okay, that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.